Hello and welcome to the webinar on user-defined zones. I will show you how you can create your own zones in your model and also the different applications of it. But first of all, you might already have zones or space objects in your model from the usually comes from the architect IFC file. So in order to check your zones, you can click the eye on the left hand side and you will see a list of the spaces that you are standing in. And when you put your mouse over it, you can see on the bottom right and also in the model, it is highlighted. In order to get a better view, we double click on the bottom right to get a full 2D view. And you can see here that here is a hallway, here is a apartment, and here's a control area that I have created. The other ones are from the architect model. And if I want to create my own zone, I can click on this box with a plus sign. If I do that, I get add zone, which I click on. And then I zoom into the floor plan that comes up, and I take these orange dots and I aim it right at the zone I want to have. So if I do like this and I zoom in a little bit more, let's see if I put it right here. And now I have made a square. If you want to make corners, you just click on the line and you can make the zone you want like this. Let's see. I can put it there like this. So that's the outline of my zone. And then you can see also on the left hand side you have some data you can input, and there's already put in some data. You can see that the floor, we're on the 6th floor, and you have some input fields here. It's already calculated the base quantities. So you can start with putting the height of the zone. And in this case, I know the area from the ceiling to the floor is approximately 2.6 meters, 2.7 meters. If I put 600 millimeters, it will basically define the zone. So if I'm in that box, the zone will pop up in my floor plan. And if you want to have an offset from the floor, if you want to raise the zone from the bottom of the floor, you can input a value here. And the next, of course, is the name. The name will be searchable. I can call this the control area 7, for example. I made a control area 6. I will show you a little bit later. And you can also put in a long name if you want to. It's not necessary. You can also put a description if you want to have more text in to describe your area. You can also see that base quantities has been added automatically. So we have already calculated the gross floor area, gross ceiling area, and the gross perimeter. You can also add properties to this if you want. You can also add new property sets. I will show you that a little bit later. But this is basically the basic way, easy way to set up a simple zone in StreamBIM. So if I click Save Now, you can see that the zone here has been added. And if I want to search for zones within that I just made, I have to do a model processing first. It happens so I made a control area 6 on the left-hand side here. You can see here is the control area 6, and it comes up here. And here is the control area 7 that I just made. So it's highlighted just like any other zones that comes from the modeling tool. Let's see. So what can you do with this zone? I'm going to go to this control area 6 that I just created. So some of the things you can do on this is you can, when you, let's say you have an issue you want to uh, uh, log. Let's say we had an issue on this air terminal. When I then create a topic, let's say it was an inspection topic, it will StreamBIM will tell you which space objects you are in. So this is the project, and this is the floor, etc. Here's the room, the apartment, and here's the control area 6 that I've created. So when you add a topic to control area 6, you can do searches on issues on it. I don't need to create one now, but you can do that. Also, you can add, if I go back here and I go into control area 6, I can add a checklist to it. So I can create a new checklist and add this checklist to, let's say, call installation air terminal. Go down here and just create a simple checklist on this space. This, create it. And if I go back to the space, it should be added. So here is the installation air terminals on control area 6, and I've added some other ones here. So that's two things you can easily do when you add zones to your StreamBIM model. Let's see. If I go out of this, you can also do searches in it. So if I go to the search bar down here, it's the magnifying glass on the bottom, and I can do a search for objects by containing space. So if I choose my control area 6, it will show me all the objects within that area. You can see it here in 2D as well. And if let's say I want to search for all the doors, I can search for IFC type door. And I have now 16 door objects in this control zone. And they're highlighted both in 2D and in the model. And if you want, you can also take this down to an table format. You can show all the properties, and you can take it down to Excel. You can connect to Power BI. You can create QR codes for these stores that are in these zones, and you can export it as an IFC. So creating these zones makes it very flexible for you to basically take out information that you want to, and especially when you don't have the right space objects in your model. Yes. Okay. I'm going to go out of this, and I'm going to move down to floor 1. Let's see. Here we are in floor 1. Let's see. And if I look at the zones here, I have created I created actually 5 zones previously, and I'm going to create the 6th zone because I'm going to use it in our tucked planning tool. So let's see this where to go? This stops, yeah, this stops at this balconies. So if I go on this side and I add another zone here, I zoom in, and I think it was something like this. Let's see, like this and like this. Let's see. So I just make the mark like this. And then I do like I did before. I add the height, 2600 should be enough. No offset from the floor. And I'm going to call this zone 6, first floor. And now I'm going to add a new property set because I want to use this zone in my planning tool. We connect the tuck planning to zones in StreamBIM. So I add a new property set, and it's supposed to be called tucked. It's in Norwegian. We haven't translated these to English yet. So in order to use tucked planning, you actually need to write this in Norwegian. And you see I get this new property set here called tucked, and then I need to add some properties for the tucked plan to be able to read this zone and add it to the plan. And I need a name or a navn in Norwegian for this particular zone that should be shown in my plan. I'll use the same as I used on the name of the actual zone. So I'll add this, and it comes underneath here. I'll add another property, which is the order, and this is order in Norwegian, and this should be the sixth zone in my plan. And I need to also connect this zone to a train tog. And the train I made was called main progress. So that's how you basically can add property sets and properties. And you can add whatever property sets you want here. It's whatever you need to search for. It can be contracts, can be material that you, or whatever you need in here. So when I've saved this, I should now be able to see. Let's see, here is zone 5, and I should have zone 6 here. There's a zone 6. So if I go out of the 2D and I choose my planning system, you can see that I have a train here called main progress. And you can see here that the zone that I just added was added to this plan. This is basically the tuck planning for these zones that I've created. And if I click on the settings here, you can see how I've set it up. I called it a name, I put a start date, put a color, I put the duration, how long should each tucked last, and which work days should be worked. And I marked all of them. And then I have added all these wagons or these processes. And if I want to, I can add another wagon called maybe, let's say, fire, and put a color on it like this. And let's see, here's an empty wagon actually. So if I add that, you can see that we can add this to this zone. So that's basically how the zones work in StreamBIM. And let's see. Yeah, it's not very complicated. It is located here on the eye and the box, and it can happen. Let's say if you are in your model, let's see if I go to a place here, and you click on if you have clicked on an object and you click on the eye like this, it will show you the object information. But we have an arrow back here. And if you are confused, you can go back and you will see the zones that you're in, and also you can do add zone here on the top. And that's basically how easy it is to use zones in StreamBIM. And I think we can take questions from here, Kato, if there's anyone who has questions. If you can use the zones in Excel, if you can export them.
Yeah, I can explain what I mean.
Yeah.
Now you showed that you can first filter on the zone and get all the objects in the zone, but can you do
Yeah.
it the other way? That you have the whole house and then get that zone information on the object so it knows in the Excel where it is.
Okay.
Do you get the
Actually,
question?
yeah, I understand what you're saying. No, you cannot do that. You actually have to add the zones to the object information, I believe.
But how do I do that? In that, so
Oh, you
then I
can
have to do it in some other way then.
yeah, you have to actually do that in your modeling program.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else who wonder anything about the zones? It's pretty straightforward stuff. And I think if you play around with it in your StreamBIM model, it should be quite easy. Yes, you can actually. You can search for all the space objects when you make a checklist, and you can see if you make a checklist here, you can say you want it on rooms or space objects basically, and you can do a selection and just add to the selected ones. So here is all spaces. Here's the ones you select, or you can have a specific match, you know. So if I add, let's see if I find it now, control area 6, like I did, and you can, so now it's only to control area 6, control area 7. So now I just choose those two uh, spaces that I just made to add a checklist to those. So you can do it that way, or you can have selected like but then you just choose them in the search and then you create checklist and it will be on the selected one. How do you make a marking on the wall? Well, you can't mark the model itself, so you have to do a topic on it. Let's say if I choose a workflow here and yeah, I can just use this general issue and create a workflow here. So now I have created a workflow, and in order to mark it, I can do markings like this or like this, and I can just save the screenshot, so it will be saved in this, and I will be able to post it, and you can share this with others. And yeah, so that's basically how you can make markings. You don't make it in the model itself, but you take screenshots and you make markings and you create a issue or a topic on it. All right. Well, thanks for joining in and learning quickly about zones. As you see, it's quite easy and you can just play around with it and in your model. And you can easily delete them too when you go into a zone. It's no problem. You just edit it and delete. So that's something I forgot to show, but it's quite easy. All right. Bye bye.